How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the Pontiac Vibe. So, first and foremost, those of y'all that have been commenting on my videos and saying, hey, man, you really suck and take notes. I did. This is my second phone. I pulled this out of my drawer, and y'all be happy now I have notes. So, you saw it here. I have notes, so just chill. I mean, I don't know if the video quality is going to improve all that much, but maybe. We'll see. Anyways, so Trump recently said today, that he is now withholding. So he's withholding SNAP benefits from essentially emergency funding the government apparently has, and I didn't take enough notes. I don't know enough about how that all works. All I know is that's bad. I think it's bad to basically not support your base. So, when Trump was coming up in, honestly back in 2016 and 2020 and honestly the last three presidential elections, my thought was always, why do people support someone who is, if they understand anything about business, going to take away their benefits? And it's not like that wasn't, in fact, you can't even say that Trump scammed you into voting your vote, because actually the Republicans have made it very clear for a long time that they're not socialists, aka they don't like any program that apparently tax dollars help pay for people who don't work. And there are still, I just read a Facebook comment a couple days ago on my Facebook page for my local town. There are still people that say this, right? And they say this, and they act like, oh, it'll never happen to me. I'll never be on the street. I'll never be to the point where I can't eat, I mean, guys, this country is 100% pure. If you don't have money, you don't eat. That is just a given, right? If you don't have money or you're someone with money isn't helping you, you don't eat. And that is the fact right now. It used to be, well, you have, crappy, benefits like, that. Obviously, SNAP is not great. It's just good enough for people to get something, right? There's not a lot of quality behind it, don't get me wrong. But at least you eat. At least you survive. That's no longer the case anymore. Now, your president that you voted into power has taken away your right to eat. You're thinking, well, no, he hasn't. I can still go out and buy. Yeah, well, if you have money, sure, yeah. If you can take care of yourself, then yes, but not everybody has that ability. There are people out there that can't work, that can't, and I'm not saying, oh, it's not a matter of being lazy. Some people, yeah, there are plenty of people out there that take advantage of the system. Yeah, and for those people, they are a problem. Of course they are. But you can't take that example of a person and make that out to be everybody. It's not that black and white. It's not, oh, everybody, because these people, we clearly have examples of people who are bad, that abuse these benefits. So that means that everybody that uses them abuses these benefits. That's not true. That's not true. Oh, and by the way, for those of you, and I'm going to say this because that person I was talking about on Facebook, those of you that sit there and say, well, though I'm going to get my benefits when I retire through Social Security because I rightfully earned that. I'm sorry. I know how much things cost, especially when it comes to the government. Let me tell you something. Your little drop in the bucket the last 50 years is just that, a drop in the bucket. And no, you don't earn any of the crap. Yeah, you've been paying into it, and that is important, and that's valuable, yes. But what you get from Social Security benefits is being paid for by everybody the fuck else. Not just you, by everybody. if you had to live off the little smidgen that you put off every time you got paid and you paid your taxes, I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't last 2 years in today's economy. That amount that you've paid over the last 40, 50, whatever the hell years would not last. It would not last you 2 years. Just saying. Like, to retire these days, to cover all of your expenses, you have to be like a multimillionaire. You have to have that built up in your retirement account. Most people will never be able to do that. I don't know if I'll ever have that. I'm working on it, but I don't know. We'll see. But my point is that these people don't get it. They don't understand that these benefits are here to protect everybody, no matter who you are. You know, some people take advantage of it. There's always going to be bad apples. There's always bad apples. But, and here's the thing, the people that are pushing this, that are pushing for you to lose the right to eat, are wealthy people. They can screw up in any way means necessary, and they will still have plenty of money left over for themselves. The Republicans, the people that support the Republicans, the people that have lobbied the Republicans for honestly now decades, are very, very, very wealthy. And I'm telling you right now, the people that have sold you that message that, oh, well, it's just horrible and it's socialism, you know, and your tax dollars are going to waste and all these SNAP benefits, those people they've never been to a grocery store. I'd be willing to bet money on. They've never been to a grocery store. They have no idea what it's like to go day in, day out, trying to take care. They've never lived paycheck to paycheck. They have not struggled like you and I have. They have no idea. So coming back around to my original point, Trump is taking away your SNAP benefits. And you know what? Why is he taking away your SNAP benefits? Because the government shut down. Oh, the government shutdown that Republicans are in charge of? Let me remind you who's in power here, in case you forgot that Donald Trump is unfortunately our president, that Republicans unfortunately control the majority of the Senate and the House and Congress. And by the way, all the damn Trump-appointed judges that Trump has in Supreme Court right now, all other shit, that's who we got. The Democrats are asking for one thing: health care. Continue for just one more year. Continue health care. Continue ACA health care benefits for people who need it. By the way, these are people that usually run businesses. So let me help you out even further there. There's tons of people that have Obamacare that actually run their own businesses. And because no other insurance company will even begin to help them because they're not, again, multimillionaires. These subsidies affect not just people who don't work, people who own businesses, small mom and pop shops that are trying to get by and live this so-called American dream that we keep getting sold. That's what Democrats are fighting for. Well, Democrats won't open the government. Democrats won't vote on a bill that Republicans have refused entirely to negotiate on, that have not done their work. Democrats refuse to vote on a bill that Republicans have ultimately basically told them, you have to sign this. You have to get rid of these benefits for people. So let me tell you something. Let's say that Democrats signed that bill. Let's say that Democrats said, all right, fuck it, you win. And they signed Republicans' bullshit budget bill, that sounds like a better name, the bullshit budget bill, not the big beautiful, it's the big fucking bullshit bill. Let's say that Democrats gave the Republicans, let them have their way. You know what's going to happen? Next time around, when it's time to vote on this again, it's healthcare is gone. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So now it's going to be the SNAP benefits. And now the government will go shut down again because Democrats have to now fight for people just eating. You let Republicans have their way now, and they're just going to keep going. They won't stop. The Republicans can be compared directly to how Putin runs his government. Why does Ukraine keep fighting? Because last time when we let them have Crimea in 2014, we thought, oh, you know what, give them that, leave them alone. No, Putin wasn't happy. He was happy at first with that, but then, oh, well, now he's feeling big after another 5 or 6 years. Once again, start a war in Ukraine and take even more. Now, let's say that Ukraine gave away that slip right now. The Russians currently have control of. That'll last another 5 and 6 years, and guess what? Then Putin will come back again. If you do not fight for this, it will just keep coming back to bite you in the ass. It is that simple. You have to keep fighting. Democrats have to keep fighting this. And by the way, they're not even in power right now. They're just simply doing their job, saying, no, we're not going to vote in a spending bill, Republicans, that takes away Americans' health care. We're not doing it. However, if you would like to negotiate with us on what we can and can't have in this bill, then we would be happy to reopen the government with you. It's that simple. Republicans are the ones, Donald Trump and the Republicans are the ones that are not only keeping the government closed, but now are refusing to use emergency funding to feed people. I want that to sink into your heads. And it's especially for those of you that rely on these benefits and voted for Trump, because I know so many of you are out there. I think some of you have seen my videos. That's where we're at right now. So let's move on to my next fun little topic here. Here, I got to pull up my next phone so I make sure I'm on the ball. Okay, so there are a few elections going around, just small ones around the country right now. Notably, the one in Virginia is what I'm currently interested in. Right now, the polls just closed, and so I don't have all the results in front of me. It's impossible. Those are in the future, not now. By the time you see this video, you've probably already seen the results. But at the time I'm recording this, where it's fresh. Virginia, the Democratic governor, won. So far, Democrats are in the lead completely there. Other states, they're just closing polls and starting to count, but from what I understand, Democrats have a lead. Interesting. Now, I don't know. It's still too early to tell. Again, right now, I could be saying a bunch of bullshit because, hey, like I said, it's way too early. So, but, I mean, if Democrats do win these elections, even these tiny ones, I ain't saying I'm surprised. Because, yeah, I mean, when people voted for Donald Trump and the Republicans based on what the Republicans and Trump were saying. But when you don't, you can say whatever the hell you want, but you have to then actually do the work once you're there. Guys, newsflash, as we've seen with the George W. Bush years, as we've seen with Ronald Reagan years. God, I wasn't around, but as far as I know, the 80s were a pretty fucked up time to be around. You know, economically, the interest rates are through the fucking roof. Republicans are not good at economics. Well, actually, they're very good at economics, but they like to do it in a way that only benefits the wealthy guys that help each other get into power. Republicans don't care about the small people, the working class, the blue collars, the ones that live right next to me here. They don't care about you. And they haven't for decades. And I think people right now, I ain't saying this is for good because I know it's not for good. People right now are waking up to that fact. And I'm telling you, you all need to put a fucking stop to this. Even if we get Democrats reelected in the House and Senate come the midterms, and if we get a Democratic president once again and keep the House and Senate, we're full blue again in 2028, Again, I'm not a Democrat, but I will tell you this, or hell, in the future with better election, maybe another party. I don't know. But I'm saying right now the Republicans should not be the ones to have power. I want to reiterate, again, please go back and watch my other videos, and you'll know I am not a Democrat. I'm not a big fan of all the things Democrats do. I do lean more progressive, but I also don't like how Democrats handle politics. I don't like how they've handled, even when they are in power, yes, they also struggle with getting things done. Don't get me wrong about that. I understand. However, they're at least honest. The one thing about Democrats, that the reason why I do support them and have continued to support them over Republicans, is because they're freaking honest. They're not just trying to say what you want to hear to get into power. In fact, that's just it. They usually suck at talking to the American people because they're being honest about, just like I am, about the way things are. And people don't like to hear the facts. People do not like to hear, what's really happening with the world, how we're polluting the planet, how we're, how big business is not good for us, for our health, literally, in many ways. They don't like, people don't want to hear that, well, if you're going to open a business in this country, going to grow, you need to adhere to these regulations so that people are safe and it's fair. People don't like that because they don't like to be told what to do. They don't like to be told, they want all this freedom. Well, guys, freedom is not just this wide open valve that, you can just, on through. True freedom requires work and effort. And people in this country do not understand. I mean, we can look at other countries and other points in history, and people fight like hell to try to make their country free. It goes to show right there that it requires work. It ain't just this wide open valve of, yeah, man, take away all the regulations, take away all the shit, make it where anybody can fucking do whatever they want. Yeah, that's called anarchy, and that never works, guys. Someone somewhere will take advantage of the anarchy and then take full control of the people again. It is what it is. We set regulations in place and a government that can keep us regulated but also free, and that is what Democrats and anyone with half a brain will tell you, but you don't want to hear that. You don't like being told that your car needs a catalytic converter and that it's probably not good for the environment and therefore you probably shouldn't be driving a gas guzzler anymore. You don't like being told that. I get it. I like my gasoline cars too. They're lots of fun. But I also understand the truth. And the problem is, though, is that people only start seeing this stuff. They only start understanding that, maybe the Democrats ain't that bad and what they're saying ain't that bad when the Republicans have power and they have clearly shown that corporations are not your friend. Corporations, let's compare. Do you want big government or big corporations? Because right now, that literally is the choice. Do you want big government? Actually, I'm sorry. I rescind that statement. Under Donald Trump and Republicans, you actually have both. You have big government and you have big corporations because the government is 100% controlled by the corporations, and the corporations can decide exactly who gets to eat today, as we're literally witnessing right now. So I'm hoping that these elections show, and again, we're actively, my internet connection's crap. Oh, my phone's doing this phone has, it's all got default settings. It's got all kinds of shit on it. But so like if I shake it the wrong way, it does weird things. But I literally just pulled this out of the drawer. It's a reset phone. It's got all kinds of crap on it, but I got to clear all the bloatware off. But I got just enough on to take notes. So anyways, what I was trying to say though is that, I hope these elections show that people are waking up right now. And I'm hoping that people stay awake. And that is why I've made this channel. Well, okay, my channel's old, honestly. It's been around for a while, but I'm pivoting Because honestly, there's plenty of tech channels out there. Now, I'm probably going to keep my name Tech Maxware, and I might even do a few computer videos and things like that. We'll see. But there's plenty of computer channels out there and tech channels. It's a pretty saturated market, and I'm not saying that there's no politics out there. I'm just saying that there needs to be a lot more people that sit in their stupid ass car like I do and talk to you person to person about why your life is hard and what you can do to fix it. I think there is a lack in the market for that. Sure, there's Brian Tyler Cohen and shit like that, but, you know, who's going to take a big... Sorry, I like Brian Tyler Cohen. I think he's great, but his channel's simply too large at this point. And my channel might, at some point, man, that'd be a great problem for me to have. At some point where, you know, I might just get so large people don't trust me anymore, but I hope that doesn't ever happen. I hope y'all know that I am truly just a guy sitting in my garage in a dirty-ass old car that needs parts, trying to tell you about what's going on, all right, in this country, in this world. And please, if that interests you at all, please like this video and subscribe. I know that it's cheesy to say that. I don't like saying that, but I do think it does help, and I've had a lot of people do that recently, and I appreciate it. But if we grow this channel, I feel like I'll have a fighting chance at spreading some, if I want to call it, truth around. I mean, listen, please take anything I say, fact check it, back it up. I promise you I am not trying to pull anything off on you besides, yeah, you know, I'd like to make a few bucks off this channel, sure. But, but other than that, I'm telling you guys, I really, truly started this series on my channel because I'm just frustrated that we're not talking about these things enough. We're not. I think that we keep having this problem. Republicans keep getting elected and companies keep taking further and further control of our country to the point where we might not have it anymore at this point because so many people avoid to talk about it. And that is the most frustrating thing to me. And it is one of the root causes of my anxiety and depression. And you have no idea that me screaming at this camera how incredibly therapeutic this is. All right, guys. Well, that'll be all for tonight. It's 22 minutes in. Remember, rant videos, Mondays or Thursdays. Like and subscribe. Please spread the word about this if you enjoyed this. It really I'd appreciate a lot. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day, have a good night, wherever the heck you're at, and take care of yourselves.